Bonjour, hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, Max Mountain World. Bonjour, hello, today I'm at work. Normally I don't do videos at work, but I thought I'd just do this one. It's quite an interesting one for me. I'm going to show how there's a problem with sliding doors like this one behind me. I won't give any details of who I work for or where I work, although I'm pretty sure most of you know this information. I have repairs to do in off-season, outside of winter, outside of summer. I'm occupied, I work with repairing things, getting things back up to standards after all the clients have destroyed everything, wrecked everything, after kids have been sliding on doors, hey mum, look at me, all this stuff. And I'm the guy that puts it all back together in a residence of around about 100 apartments, and out of these 100 apartments, 61 of them have these sliding doors that separate off a little bedroom off the side of the main living room. So anyway, on with the description of what the problem is and how I sort it. I don't just sort things, I sort them with the intention of making them better than they were before, which isn't difficult because most of the reason why I have to do these repairs is because they were done an absolute shite job originally 10 years ago. Okay, so sliding door. So these doors, basically there's a little bedroom at the back, but the thing is we have these sliding doors, and at the moment that's them rubbing on the floor, and principally because it's dropped down. So the first thing to do is to take the door off and get on to repairing what the problem is. I've already been at these before. When I first came here I had a similar problem, but the problem was that there was no stopper on them, so when the door was reaching its end, what it was doing was it was hitting the inside of this wall here, and I had to repair quite a few of these. Just having a look at one that I've already done, and this is, I don't know how easy the camera will pick this up, but this is the sort of cracks that were appearing, and I had to repair them all. And basically the stop for that door was right against the inside of the wall. Just have a wee look in there. So I've got to tip this on its side. You can see all they've done is they've put a piece of wood in there up against the inside of that plasterboard, and that's meant to stop a door, which is ridiculous. So on with the repair. Quite handy that there's some sturdy boxy type furniture sitting around for me to stand on. It saves me mucking around with ladders and things, and these beds are solid as well. So both sides pretty accessible and not really working at height. The first thing to do would be to take off the smaller of the two pelmets. Which were originally nailed on, but when I put all 61 back on again, I screwed them on in case I needed to get back at them. And I made it better than it was before. Here was my repair the first time round. Basically put a big screw in that the slider, the runner, hits, so it doesn't hit the inside of the wall, it stops against that now. So I need to take that out as well. Quite easy done. They weren't screwed fully home. I can't screw them fully home because they go through the other side of the other pelmet and look pretty awful. That gains me access to the two fixations, which is there, and I can't get access to the other one because the door won't open fully. So the next job is to take off the inside pelmet. All these were put on originally with one of these instant gun things, and as such they come off quite easy with a bit of brute force. And there we have it. As you can see, a lot of these nail gun type nails, and I'll refix them back on with just a few screws, and now I have proper access to the two fixings. So, preparation, the key to every job. De-nail all these nails, they're just crap. That's them all there. Keep that to one side. I'll take the rest of these out. And already it's possible to see the gap as this has tumbled from the wall or from the ceiling. And that's where the problem lies. The problem is twofold, or it was created for two reasons. The first one, as I explained, kids swinging on them, sliding on them, whatever. It doesn't really want to move, but that's because it's dropped down. So the next thing, just undo these bolts, and I'm making sure the threads are actually quite rough on them, so making sure that the back nut that secures it in place is well loose, and that gives me more adjustment without actually having to use two tools to do it. From there, very easy. And that's the door off its support. Despite it being really heavy, I'll just park it to one side while I work on everything else. I now have access to the rail. There's one of the fixings there. Incidentally, these can't be screwed too far up. The limit of the adjustment with the wood coming down means that these have had to be screwed up, and they hit the screws that fix the rail inside and stop the door from moving. So this is why I've had to get into this repair now. The other fixing along there, you can see the hole where my stop was made, and above it you can see the gap which this is tumbled down, and I'm going to fix that. What I have to do is inside here there's some screws, 7 of them, which I'm going to have to take out to remove the rail and get access to the fixings that the rail is fixed to. Handy. There's 2 of them. One. That's a good start. Useful having the magnetic fixing on it. What's caused the problem, the second cause for the problem, is inside a little raw plug in plastic which is secured on, or tried to be secured on, with a screw that is built into the wood, and the hole that's been drilled for that is too big, so it's basically got weaker and weaker, and also the roll plug has got weaker and weaker in winter with the underfloor heating from the room above and the floor above. So we can see now the problem is that the whole door has come down and it slides on the floor now. The main part is the centre there, so at the start of the door's movement, that right hand side is rubbing on the floor. Then it goes free, and then this, when it's about to be closed, that's dropping down and that's hitting. And I can't do the adjustment of it as I explained. So I'm now going to refix this. This is quite a delicate operation with the gentle persuader. It's in place. But what I've got to do is that offending screw, I'm going to have to try and take it out. Now, it's so far in the wood that my magnetic bit in my cordless drill won't actually let me, it doesn't reach into that hole far. So I'm just basically going to work it out piece by piece. Until I can get that daft screw out. It's coming. And there we go. Just to explain the fixing, the screw I just took out is 70mm, 7 centimetres. The one I'm going to replace it with, just a little bit longer and slightly thicker as well, which will give me a better fixing in the roll plug. We're putting in 80mm and it's about 0.5 millimetre thicker. So if I use a phone to show you the size of the wood, you can see that before this was actually built into the wood like that. So in putting the new one in, complete with a washer, I can get the same depth of fixing, a better fixing, and it's not relying on the strength of the actual morsels of wood to hold it in place. It's going to be a solid fixing that won't come out again. So now, quite a simple case of putting the proper fixing in now. A bit of a strength manoeuvre, but working well. Again, a bit of gentle persuasion. Make sure it's in place, properly in place. Just tap away as we go. And of course, just verify the other ones. That one's taken about 3 turns, that one. This one's supported by the wood at the end, but I'm getting any harm, give it a bit extra. Another one hidden in here. Needs a bit of persuasion. And finally, back to the original, the main one that's taken all the stress. Now it's done up. Doesn't do any harm, just to give the screw itself a bit of perforation as well. And that's allowed me another quarter turn on that. Having done that, you can see now, no gap. This is properly fixed and in the right place. Next job is putting the wheel back up. Making sure it goes back in the same place. Start off, just need one fixing just to make sure I've got it in the right place. And with it being the same way around, I can use the same fixing holes. They were perfectly okay. So again, the joy of magnetism. And one. I can do the rest now. Quite easy. Just find the original holes and we're off and running. Things just make sure little runners got plenty free movement, and also I'm going to take that washer off. It gets in the way of mounting up the door, and it serves absolutely no purpose at all. Stick my box out there, and we can put the door back on. Oh. Heavy. So, a bit of a technique for taking these washers off. And second visit around the other side, and it's off. Now I can adjust these a little bit, but again, if I adjust them too high, they're going to start hitting the fixings. So just set them so that they're the same. So I'll go around this side, and again, not been positioned too great, but got it. Whoa, I'm lucky. That normally takes a lot more effort. Ordered these by accident, and they're one of the best tools I've got. I thought I was ordering up the long ones, but got these little ones, and they're fantastic. They fit in the pocket, go into tight spaces. Brilliant. Anyway, door. Let's test and see. Look at this. All the way to the original stop, which you can see at the end there. And absolutely no problem with the closing movement at all. So, what we do some little pilot holes. Now I've got to watch because I can't get at that end, but it doesn't take any stress now. So fixings 1, 2, 3, and also 4. Put the screwdriver a bit back, and that's ready to go back on. So my new fixing screws, which are going to replace the plethora of nails that was holding this before. So I can now, with the help of my trusty power screwdriver, again, just like the rail, I only need one in the middle-ish, and that's it. Just a case of fixing up the rest of my fixings. Now these are well above eye level, so even though they're not the most sightly things, they're not really hit you in the face stuff. So I somehow and the plinth is back. Now that is going to let me put my stopper in. Now if I put it in like that, the door's not going to open, so I'm going to have the door a wee bit like that to start off with, and that's kind of held in place by the plinth behind that I've just fixed in, but it's not in the way of the other one. Being through the pre-drilled holes in the rail, that stops the door from hitting. So next job will be put the other plinth back on, which is remarkably easy because it was me refixed it originally. 1, 2, left-hander, and job is done. Ultimate test. Does the door close? Yes, it closes. Does it open? Yes, it opens. Brilliant. Job's a good one.